In this video, we're talking about how to buy real estate wholesaling, but we're talking specifically, we're diving into DNC, call registry, or some people call it do not call list. Stay tuned. Hey my friend, this is Ola coming to you live from my myEmpirePRO studios. Let's talk about do not call. Okay, so you're cold calling, and obviously there's something called do not call list. Maybe not that obvious to you, but there's a list of people called do not call, of people that have said don't call me. They put their number on that registry, and if you call them, you're basically breaking the law. And the idea in real estate wholesaling, how does real estate wholesaling work? The idea is you buy a property, or you have intentions to buy a property through a partner, but you put it under contract. You help investors put houses under contract at a good deal. What is a good deal? A good deal is anything 65% of the after repair value minus the repair cost. Okay, that's how you put a house under contract. Then you turn around and you assign that contract to an end buyer, an investor, somebody who wants to add value to that property so they can sell it. So these are typically ugly houses that need some work, houses that can sell on the regular market, off-market deals, sometimes on-market deals, but need significant amount of work. The idea is you find properties that you can add some value to, you put it under contract, and you assign the rights to that contract to anybody you like, anybody that can afford to purchase the property plus pay your fees, called the assignment fees. That's the idea right there. Okay, that's how real estate buying works when it comes to buying wholesale deals. Okay, so now in order to find such deals, a lot of time you have to make calls. You have to first of all identify properties that may be vacant, properties that have tax delinquencies, properties that are with distressed homeowners, distressed landlords. They just don't want this property, they need to offload it, right? So because of that position of motivation, you're able to negotiate a deal. Okay, so when you negotiate a deal, then you put it under contract, and then you can assign that contract for a fee to a person that will actually buy the house. Okay, and everybody is happy. You're happy for helping people find the deal. You get paid. The homeowner who needs to get rid of the property, get rid of the property. The investors who's looking for a deal that they can put some work into and put it back on the market for a profit, they're also happy. It's a win-win deal. Not only that, you have attorneys that could be happy, closing agents that could be happy, appraisers that can be happy. I mean, you're feeling a lot of mouth when you engage in this type of activities. So with that being said, that's the process right there. So there's a question that came in today that has to do with do not call stats. Hey fam, I've been scrubbing my list with the DNC call registry. So there's a list that this person has. There's another list of do not call list, okay? And I'm seeing about 80 to 90% of the numbers showing on the DNC list, meaning 90% of the numbers that he has skip traced or did some research and found this number. So basically you find vacant properties, and then you find phone numbers that could possibly lead to the homeowner, to the owner of the property, right? And he's finding that 80 to 90% of those numbers are on a do not call list, which means if he takes the risk of calling these numbers, he will be breaking the law. Can anyone, let me know if they are finding, let me know if you're finding similar statistics. So basically, not only do you find the not call list, I was talking to my brother who actually is actively marketing, and he says that yes, a lot of numbers will drop off because of do not call list. But if you're actually trying to do the voiceless ringtone, which is another system that some people use to reach out by leaving just voicemails on people's phone, if you use that, it will also eliminate another additional certain number of percentage of landlines, because that doesn't work with landlines. What you need to understand is a numbers game. Okay, so what I would do is I would test. I want to get you as a marketer, first of all, realize that as a real estate wholesaler, your primary responsibility is basically being a marketer. That's your responsibility. As a marketer, what you do is you test. You're always testing a lot of elements of your marketing pieces. You test from the marketing message, and then you test the particular media you're using. Then you also test the market, right? So those are 3 M's. Okay, let's go over that real quick. The message. What are you saying to these people? What marketing message is your media, which is second M, carrying to the market? Okay, and then you need to test all those things. Sometimes people respond to phone, then they respond to text messages. That's the media, right? That would be the medium, right? Plural for medium is media, right? Some people respond to what do you call it? A letter in the mail, then they respond to on the internet, right? So the idea here is you want to test each one of these elements against each other. You first of all identify the ones that resonate most with you, the one that you feel like, I'm going to enjoy that. I'm interested in that. Sometimes it could be because you're familiar with it from your previous job or something like that. And then on top of that, you have to test the elements attached to any one of those things. So you may decide that, I want to test, when I call these people, I want to test the first line, opening line when I call them or when they call me. How may I help you? Hi, yeah, this is Ola. How may I help you? You may test those different things. You may decide to test the market, which is the list, the particular list that you're scrubbing against the DNC. So in this particular situation, your problem, as you're saying to me, is that you're scrubbing them, 80 to 90% of the numbers are dropping off, meaning you can't call them. Test multiple different lists, okay? Test tax, delinquency, vacant homes, high equity, credit, all these different type of lists are available in whatever market you're buying from. Test them all out and see which one gives you the most numbers or give you the least amount of do not call registry. Now you may find that the one that gives you the least amount of registry has very low conversion rate. You may find that the one you have right now has high conversion rate. You really can't tell until the end of that funnel to see which one is actually becoming more dollars in your pocket than the others, right? So it's a matter of really just following through a process that will be profitable for you and do it over and over again. And then if it's working, you double down. If it's not working, change it. Unfortunately, if you ask questions like this from gurus, they will pull a number out of their ass and they will lie to you. I've seen it happen over and over again. Don't trust any numbers anybody is throwing out. Do your own test. Understand the process and do your own test. Set up your own process and do your own test. The idea is you want to find sellers and then you want to assign them to buyers. That's the idea in wholesaling, and that's how real estate wholesaling works. Okay, so as far as the do not call list, I would just test a different list and see how it's working out for you. People can tell you a different number right now. A lot of people don't even look, to be honest with you. If you notice that only 10% of your numbers are good to call, then increase the size of your list. Then that now comes down to what is the cost of increasing the size of your list. Is that still profitable? Just realize that each deal is worth $5,000 to $10,000 minimum. Okay, if each deal is worth $5,000 to $10,000 minimum, then come on. You just have to figure out what's working out for you, and then do that over and over again, and then you have a lucrative business in your hands. Does that make sense? So that's what I have for you on this particular episode. If you want to learn how to generate leads online, have people calling you, go pick up the book, smartrealestateWholesaling.com. That's the name of the book as well, and get it for free. It's free, absolutely for free if you're getting the PDF, but it's also available in paperback. It's also available as an audiobook if you like to listen to audio rather. It's also available there, but it's on the same page. smartrealestateWholesaling.com is how you access the book. I will see you on the next one. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. Click the like button, share this video, comment your questions below. Bye now. Peace.